Hey everyone, it's me, Goku! Don't forget to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming. Here, you'll find the latest Dragon Ball news and content. Also, don't forget to like the video and follow Unreal on both Instagram and Twitter.
Kakarot! You, Kakarot, you will be the first to turn on notifications and give this video a like right now, or else I'll destroy you!
As with the newly resurrected Goku Black now being shown having to re-enter Universe 10 and coming face-to-face with Gowasu again, it would only now appear as though Goku Black is not only looking to initiate and continue the events of his original Zero Mortals plan, but we also now see following the events of Episode 1 with Goku Black now having to also come face-to-face with Universe 10's God of Destruction, as with Goku Black now met with what seemingly might be his most difficult challenge to date. This now begs the million-dollar question on whether or not Goku Black has what it takes to survive and endure the wrath of the God of Destruction of Universe 10, or if Goku Black is simply going to crumble under the pressure and ultimately being destroyed by Universe 10's destroyer. Now, before we dive any further into this video, if you are new to the channel and of course have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball related, including its manga, anime, video games, fan animations, fan mangas, and more, in which would also like to be kept up to date with everything in regards to the Dragon Ball Super manga, the Dragon Ball Super anime, Dragon Ball video games, and any and all additional content within the Dragon Ball universe, then I do encourage you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to always be notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto the channel, as well as giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply excited to see what the future holds for the Dragon Ball franchise. And with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and now let's dive straight into the video. As our story continues with Goku Black now being shown getting into fighting position as Black prepares to battle against Universe 10's God of Destruction, as with Goku Black now having to appear eerily calm, it was only from there where Goku Black went on to address Ramush by telling him, "I just want you to know one thing before you die. You aren't going to be facing the one Supreme Kai in training, no. You are dealing with a much more advanced and dangerous warrior than what you remembered me being," with Ramush responding, "I don't care what you claim to be, you will always and forever be known as the failure who never was in this universe. Now take action or I will take action for you," with Black now being shown dashing towards Ramush by shouting, "With pleasure, God of Destruction, now die!" But to Black's surprise, with Ramush being shown having to step out of the way with ease, it was only as Ramush was being shown having to be very confident in his ability to avoid Black's attack where Ramush went on to ask, "How truly pathetic. What was that? This power is a complete joke," with Black responding, "Why you?" As he only from there quickly attempted in slashing Ramush again, it was only upon Ramush having to grab Black's arm where Ramush went on to tell him, "Your attempts of showing me this so-called great power of yours is both laughable and sad," he says. "And you assume this blade of yours will be what cuts me down," he asks. "You are nowhere near as strong as you need to be to do such things. And you clearly do not understand the difference between a Kai's power and a destroyer's, but I'll make it clear to you," he says. "Now watch closely as I show you the reality of where you are and what you are up against," he says. As the God of Destruction was from there quickly shown having to lift Goku Black's body up in the air by then telling him, "Your blades of rage cannot compare to my divine power." He was then quickly shown having to smash Goku Black's body right back down down onto the ground by then having to add even more insult to injury by telling him, "Down you go, you abomination. This is just embarrassing. Now die beneath my feet," Ramush shouts, but before Ramush could do anything about it, Ramush was only from there shown having to stomp on down and noticing that Goku Black's body was now hollow, as it was only then where Ramush went on to respond, "What's this? A decoy, an illusion." But it didn't take the Destroyer to figure out for long that Goku Black was on the ground the entire time, with Ramush now going as far as to raise his leg up in the air by then telling Black, "How sneaky of you, but you won't be using that same little trick on me twice." In which once again, with Ramush attempting to stomp down on Goku Black, it was only from there where Goku Black had quickly gone as far as to teleport out of the way by asking, "What's wrong, Destroyer? I thought you said this little trick of mine wasn't going to work on you twice," he says. "There are plenty of more surprises that wait for you as this continues, Destroyer. Am I a bit too fast for you to keep up with?" As Ramush had gone as far as to turn his head by asking, "How were you able to get behind me without me having to see you move?" he asks, as it was only within that moment with Ramush once again attempting to strike Black with Black's body being shown vanishing, it was only upon Ramush's point of contact where Goku Black went on to respond, "It would seem as though the Saiyan's technique is more effective than you gave it credit for after all, isn't it? You can thank Son Goku's instant transmission technique for my increased movements." "What did he just say this was called?" Ramush asks. "Instant transmission? But of course. It was as when the Saiyan mortal used it against Jiren during the tournament." "Oh, I am much more than that pathetic Saiyan Son Goku," Black went on to shout. "Maybe this will get you to embrace who and what I've become," he shouts. "Apart from everything you've assumed I'd be, I am more than you can possibly imagine, Destroyer." As with Goku Black now seizing the opportunity in being able to finally connect a solid shot to Ramush's face, it was only upon Ramush being shown having to stumble back once where Ramush from there went on to respond, "You dare raise your hand to my face and strike me as I am, Fallen Kai? You are the first to ever do such a thing apart from another Destroyer. And this itself could not get my blood pumping any more than this moment right now," he smiles. "That wasn't half bad, to be honest with you. But don't tell me that was all the power that you have now, is it? Because if this is all that you are able to use in this fight against me, then you have already lost before the battle even started, Fallen Kaioshin. You're only running on borrowed time," with an annoyed Goku Black responding, "How dare you talk to me as though I am some kind of amateur? Your infuriating ego is what'll get you killed in this fight, you irritating Destroyer. Your body is not equipped to survive many more of those, and so I want to run this experiment for myself and see what you're truly made of. This is not a game," Black shouts, as he was only from there once again shown dashing towards the Destroyer. He from there went on to then continue, "I will not be treated like a child in this war against you gods." But with Ramush now being shown playing coy and having to avoid Goku Black's punch, it was only from there where the God of Destruction went on to respond by telling him, "And here you say that I am the one who operates on ego." As from out of nowhere, we then see how Ramush had now gone as far as to uppercut Goku Black in the stomach by then telling him, "I have been in this position many more times than you can ever even imagine, fool. Once again, know the difference between us. Get out of my face, you failure." As with Ramush now being shown having to punch Goku Black in the face so hard, in which had now resulted in Goku Black flying towards Gowasu. With Gowasu now being taken back by this, Gowasu quickly went on to respond, "Goodness, he's heading in my direction." In which, fortunately enough, with Gowasu being shown quickly having to leap out of the way, Goku Black's body was shown crashing through Gowasu's table, as it was more clear now that Goku Black in his base form could not do anything to match the Destroyer, as Ramush from there went on to comment, "Punishing you is strangely satisfying, especially knowing where you came from. Now, if this is the best that your so-called power is all about, then you are finished, and therefore, there is no need to drag this fight out any longer. I will slaughter you where you lie and end your existence like it once was so that I can go back to doing what I was doing before I came here onto this world to face you, Kai. So what's it going to be? Is there more fuel fuel in that tank of yours, or is this the true limit of your pathetic power? Answer or die. You're a lot tougher to deal with than I imagined you'd be, Black says, but this is by no means the full extent of what I can truly do in battle, Destroyer. Consider yourself lucky, Black says, because what I'm about to show you is only going to be the first stage of my evolution moving forward. I want you to witness my all. As we only from there see how Goku Black had now gone as far as to power up with incredible rage and intensity. Even the God of Destruction himself had gone as far as to put this into question by asking, what's this energy? It feels divine. As it was only from that point where lo and behold Goku Black had now finally gone as far as to transform, as Goku Black went on to tell the Destroyer, allow me to introduce to you the full extent of the Saiyan Goku's power. A divine and unrivaled power that I like to call my own, different than those disgusting mortals. And so this will be the last thing that your eyes will ever see before you die. This form of yours, the Destroyer says, it's different than the forms I've seen at the tournaments. What is this? But Goku Black was by no means in any kind of mood to answer Ramush by holding a conversation, as Goku Black went on to dash towards the Destroyer by telling him, let's not wait on the introduction, worm. We have a fight to finish, and I plan to finish this using everything I have to see you crumble beneath my feet. You ironically assume that I'd be running on borrowed time, but it is you who is limited in this fight. As we only from there see how Ramush had gone as far as to attempt to punch Black, with Black being shown having to avoid it, it was only from there where Ramush went on to respond, nothing you display is anything worthy of me taking seriously in this battle, especially since none of it is your own power to begin with. So then why do you appear to be nervous then, Black asks, as he was only from that point then being shown having to attack Ramush, where Goku Black went on to ask, is it because you know that my power is on the verge of surpassing yours? Is it because you know that I am going to cleanse the multiverse of your toxic influence? Is it because I am every bit as fit to take your place as a true god? Is it fear? I assume it's all of the above, isn't it, Black asks. You're shaking. A bit too much power behind those punches, I assume? But then, that was when Ramush had had enough, in now being shown having to scream with such fury that Ramush's own Vice Shout was actually now strong enough in bringing Goku Black back down to his base form, as with the Destroyer's Vice Shout now being shown emanating all across the land, Goku Black was shown holding onto his skull by shouting, oh, my head! What is he doing? His shout knocked me out of my Super Saiyan robe. But then, before Goku Black could even finish his sentence, that was when Ramush was shown smashing his way into Goku Black by tackling him and responding, back down where you belong. Where is your fancy form now? Ramush shouts. Fight back, Fallen Kai. As Goku Black now was left defenseless on his back with Ramush being shown throwing a punch, it was only from that moment where Black was shown catching onto his fist by responding, no, I won't lose, especially not to you of all creatures. As with Black now being shown powering back into Super Saiyan Rose again, it was only from there where Black went on to continue, one way or another before this day is through, it will either be me who breaks down and loses in this battle, or it'll be you who burns out and dies, Black shouts. And I have no plans on going back into the grave again, Ramush. But the God of Destruction was not having it, as he was only from there shown unleashing an onslaught of punches onto Black's body. It was only from that point moving forward where Ramush went on to address Black by telling him, and that's assuming that we share the same kind of limitations, you disgusting animal. Watch as I grind your body into the ground. As with the God of Destruction now being shown applying even more pressure onto Black's body than before, it was only upon having to take such a beating where Goku Black had gone as far as to remember Vegeta by asking himself, oh, damn it all. If I don't find a way to turn things around against this worm, then I am as good as dead, or curse these gods of destruction. What was it that Vegeta used in order to gain the upper hand against me? Yes, but of course, it was his rage, Black says. It was the Saiyan's rage that fueled him into getting stronger against me. That anger that courses through their body, which ignites the flame within them to burn brighter. I must find a way to tap into this rage, and fast, Black says. I cannot have what happened on that dead planet to happen to me here again. As with Goku Black now being shown left defenseless, as the God of Destruction Ramush had continued his onslaught, it was only upon Goku Black being shown having to take such punishment where Ramush went on to comment, "Is the reality of your fate starting to sink in yet? Are you beginning to realize the difference between your stolen power and mine? You were meant to uphold this universe's honor once Gowasu stepped down, but that wasn't good enough for you, now was it? You wanted to be like a destroyer, did you? Well, who are you to be granted such privilege that you didn't even earn?" Ramush asks. "Who are you to judge me for what I do? Your place was beneath us destroyers. And so let this be a painful reminder of that very example, you traitor." But it was even while this was going on where Gowasu had gone as far as to sit back up by having to lean on in and responding, "Something's wrong. Why isn't Black's power decreasing?" Gowasu asks. "What are those sparks that I am sensing that are coming from inside of that body of his? Does Ramush not sense it? Is his body adapting to the destroyer's punishment?" As with the God of Destruction Ramush now being shown having to lean on down by grabbing Goku Black by the hair, it was only from there where Ramush went on to tell him, "I must admit, Fallen Kai, I certainly wasn't expecting for you to hold out for as long as you did in this fight, but I've seen all that I needed from you." "What did you think was going to happen?" Ramush questions. "Did you really believe that you were strong enough to match my power, you fool? You put up a decent fight, but now it's time to send you back to where you belong," he says. "Keeping you around any longer than I need to would be too great of a risk," with Black responding, You haven't beaten me yet, Destroyer." "Silence, you disgraceful worm," Ramush shouts. "It's time that you face the full force of what lies behind a God of Destruction." As with the God of Destruction Ramush now looking to put an end to Goku Black once and for all, it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of Goku Black's Resurrection Manga Chapter number 2 special then comes to a close. Now, what exactly is Gowasu now beginning to sense that is emanating from Goku Black's body that even the God of Destruction Ramush himself seems to be overlooking in this fight, as it kind of almost seems as though Goku Black is finished, but not really? Which essentially now begs the question going into Manga Chapter number 3, and that's, will Goku Black have what it takes to turn the tides against Ramush, or will it simply be a wash with the God of Destruction finally erasing Goku Black once and for all? As again, I do want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so very much for your time to where, once again, if you guys also just so happen to be new to this channel, then I do encourage you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on that bell icon, to where that way you guys never miss a single video that is posted onto the channel, on top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up right now by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more, check out the previous manga videos if you guys have missed them, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy guys and have a great day. Peace!
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming? Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms. Sexy son of a bitch. Roshi. Silent Cell. Me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.